Cyrus the Great, Part 5. When it comes to the part, Cyrus the Great succeeded to the throne in 559 BC. Following his father's death, however, Cyrus was not yet an independent ruler like his predecessor. Cyrus had to recognize the Median overlordship Astyages, the last kings of Median Empire, and Cyrus's great grandfather may have ruled over the majority of the ancient Near East. And if we talk about his grandfather, he was the ruler by the time he succeeded as the ruler of his part of the world. And if we talk about the ancient Near East from the Lydian frontier in the west to the lands of the Parthians and the Persians in the east, he was the ruler of the area. Well, Cyrus was the king of the Anson, and Cyrus started when he was not the great sovereign, but he had troubles and problems facing all the other rulers. According to the historian Herodotus, it is known that Astyages placed Harpagus in command of the Median army to conquer Cyrus. And it was the conflict that started in the early days of the succession by Cyrus. However, Harpagus contacted Cyrus and encouraged his revolt against Media. Before eventually defecting along with several nobility and a portion of the army, this mutiny confirmed by the Nebocetid Chronicle. The chronicle suggests that the hostilities lasted for at least 3 years, 553 BC to 550 BC. And the final battle resulted in the capture of Ecbatania. This was described in the paragraph that preceded the entry of the Nobo-Indus year 7. It is detailed Cyrus' victory and the capture of the grandfather. The territory that was owned by his grandfather was captured in the 7th year of his rule. He captured the land owned by his grandfather. According to the historians, Cyrus spared the life of Astyages and married his daughter, Amethys. This marriage pacified several vassals, including the Bactrian, Parthians, and Saka. Cyrus subdued and incorporated Sagodia into the empire during his military campaign 546 BC to 539 BC. With Astyages out of power, all of its vessels, including many of the Cyrus' relatives, were now under his command. His father's cousin, Azamenes, who had been the king of the city-state of Parisa under the Medes, therefore would have had to give up his throne. However, this transfer of power within the family seems to have been smooth. It is likely that Azamenes was still the nominal governor of Parsa under the Cyrus authority, more as a prince or as a grand duke than a king. His son, Hespain, who was Cyrus's second cousin, was then made the satrap of Parthia in the Persia. Cyrus the Great thus united the twin Achaemenid kingdoms of Parsa and Anshan into the Persian Empire. And this is how he led the conquest of Lydia and the conquest of Asia Minor. He went on to the conquest one after another with great victories.